Do you know what? I was a little bit off today, but you turned me on. Episode 6, we are working on the inside. Lord have mercy, you know the drill. Credits, banger on top. Let's get into it. Episode 6, thank you so much for coming back. It really does brighten up my day when you do. What are we doing? We are putting this full leather interior that we paid only 130 quid for into Project Skräper. If you remember back to episode 1, the driver's seat is hanging, as is the rest of the car. So, without further ado, we're going to disconnect the battery because we don't want any warning lights popping up. Oh, and yes, the car is dirty. I washed it 3 days ago. It's January. My very expensive toolbox. Now that's the health and safety taken care of, we're going to whip this interior out, then we can look at cleaning the carpets and getting into those grubby leather seats. Wallop! I might leave the passenger seat out because we don't have the time for scrubs around here. Now we've got all them seats out, we have got an absolute playground to work with. Contrary to belief, I know I'm a big old boy, but I love doing an interior because I really do think it's a transformation place. Often you'll do 4 or 5 hours on the exterior of the car, but blitz over the inside in half an hour. While the seats are out, we can really get into the nooks and crannies. That lorry made a lot of noise. I wonder if it's going to make a problem to the sound. It looks like the previous owner had a little dog. I'm going to say a French bulldog because the hairs are fine. So we've got a little attachment called a fur reel, which is just incredible. Hoovering, here we go. Now the big bits of dirt are out, we're going to tackle this dog hair. I've got this pucker little attachment called a fur reel. It's got these little silicone notches on it that seem to lift the hair from the carpet. Best thing about this, it scoops it straight into the hoover, so you haven't even got to go and pick it up after. Worth mentioning though, we don't actually make these. I think we got it from Clean and Shiny, and I beg you, go and buy one because they are phenomenal. That is not what you want to see from a seatbelt buckle. Now, interior chemical cleaning. We are going to be using the one and only Inni. Vanilla fragrance, soft, gentle, mild APC, but loaded up, agitated with a brush, can tackle heavy stains. Now, we've got quite a bit of work to do, so I'm going to treat myself to a drill brush attachment. This is from Chemical Guys. Yes, I just said another manufacturer's name on the channel. Why? Because I do what I want. You're going to get the same effects by using our upholstery brush, but it's going to take you a little bit longer. Because there's some stubborn stains, I'm also going to treat this to some steam. Steam works in the same way when you're doing the dishes at home. You use warm water because it speeds up the cleaning process. That's exactly what's going to happen on the fibres. Also, it lifts the fibres, makes them stand on end, so if you have got some dirt trapped underneath, it's going to release that. For drying, I've got the wet vac. Again, use a microfiber, pat it down, same effects, just going to take a little bit longer to do. It's worth mentioning, in the wet vac we got 90% water and 10% Inni. It's not going to do much cleaning, but it's a fail-safe just in case old silly sausage here has missed a bit. Always wash your knob. We've learned from our government over the last couple of years that washing your hands is super important, but it's worth remembering, where do you touch when you get in the car? Such as underneath the handbrake, gear knob, back of the steering wheel. These are all safe havens for dirt and bacteria to build up. The most effective way of removing it is using steam. If you haven't got a steamer, completely respect that. Interior cleaner, good agitate with a brush and wipe it off. Just because you can't see it doesn't mean you don't give it a little tickle once in a while. Tar and glue removers in the interior, normally a no-no, but we've got a bit of adhesive, I'm assuming from an old phone holder. It's been looking at me for the last, 4 or 5 months, and I thought, oh, I'll save that for the channel. So I know it's going to be stubborn because it's been there a hot minute. We're going to use the trick from episode 2. Load up a makeup remover with some tar and glue, leave it on there for 10 minutes, do the rest of the interior, and it will fall off. The moment of truth for the adhesive. Just be sure, if you are doing something like this, leave the doors and the boot open because it's a little bit smelly and you don't want that lingering for too long. Not just quality products, sound advice too. For the BDI viewers that don't recognise this towel, fear not, we're going to be adding work cloths to the website within the next 2 months. Watch this. Another bolt. The reason we're removing this is that mesh grill. These are the levels we're going to, just to get the good. Oh, and that mesh grill is cracked, and we will not have cracked grills. Little birdie tells me this car used to be black. Cleaning leather. Nothing to be ashamed of, nothing to be frightened of. 9 times out of 10, you'll have the leather, then it'll be sprayed a colour, then it'll be clear coated on top. So you are 2 layers away from the raw hide underneath. That means you can attack it with most cleaners. Our general purpose cleaner, Inni, perfectly safe to use, but still got enough bite to get rid of years and years worth of grease and stains. Trick with leather, especially old used stuff, you might have to do it 2 or 3 times. See the first one as a pre-wash, and then the second one for the real deep cleaning. The easiest way to know if your seats are clean or not, keep scrubbing. If the bubbles run white, beautiful. If they've got a slight browny tinge to them, they're still dirty, keep going. You may find you might have to do this 2 or 3 times, but that is nothing to be ashamed of. And don't forget, shiny means grimy, but only on leather. Unsurprisingly, the passenger seat is nowhere near as grimy as the driver's seat, but we've still got a load of dirt, crap build up in the brush. So, much like the exterior wash stage, get your brush, dunk it in your bucket, and get rid of all that dirt. Save dragging it around the chair again. Fortunately, these rears look pretty fresh, but we're still going to give them a tickle, then hopefully we can start getting everything back inside the car. All of those work, mate! Better? That's it. Yellow to yellow, blue to blue. have it. The interior deep clean and leather seat swap out is complete. I hope you've learnt a little something. I've definitely learnt a little something. The rear bench on a Mini Cooper S is an absolute pig to remove and replace. As for next week, we're going down to Lakeside to talk development. We're going to swap out the calipers, discs, pads, hopefully put on a new exhaust system if we can source in time, and lastly, get rid of that god-awful oil leak coming from the crankshaft oil seal. Shorts are back, I'm back, you're back, Happy New Year, all the best of it, and Dr. Pepper, if you are watching this, you know what I mean, hook a brother up.